go get them again.
Welcome back to the Robezoid channel. I'm your host, Mark, and on the docket today we have an unboxing first impression video on the brand of Martin Micallef, for short M. Micallef. And this is DesireToxic L'Intense. So the intense version of DesireToxic, which was a Fragcomm darling. Why? Free Bottle Brigade, 100%. Now, Martin Micallef, the brand, I remember when they had the cylinder-like bottles. They had a Gaiac wood one. They had this fragrance that was vanilla-based that I always wanted to try, which is called Nut Vanille, so a vanilla-based fragrance. I hear that one's really, really good. It was a brand that I had, it was very underground when I first started on YouTube, like 2009, 2010, and it was a brand that I really admired from afar. I've tested a few, but I really wanted to get into, and I think the downhill of the brand was when they started, they released a fragrance called Royal Vintage, I believe, which was an Aventus clone. That's when I started going, like, and again, I understand, however, that's the way the cookie crumbles. Now, this one is part of their Jewel collection. It is a flanker of DesireToxic, which again, got fake love within the community due to the FBB. And this is the brand. Again, they get another one here with some press. Not as much press. I don't know if they gave, you know, as many bottles as they did. Honestly, this is a brand that would get zero press within our current fragrance community if they didn't give out free bottles. And that is the state of our fragrance community online, social media. I do have an issue with it. And it's not because I'm jealous or angry. I know the platform. I know how to get views. I know how to get more subscribers. I know what to do. I just don't want to do it. I have the income to do it. I can buy these brand new releases just like the goofy heads. I can send emails as well to brands just like they do. I don't. I've gotten those emails from brands asking me to do. So it's not that, that's not the case. It's just certain brands. It's just, I don't know, maybe I'll do a video on this fragrance actually. That could be a good idea. Actually pinpoint what's wrong with our fragrance community and talk about this particular release. It probably isn't the best example, but it's an example. Anyway, if that sounds like a good idea, hit subscribe and smash that like button. Much appreciated. I really appreciate everybody that does come back to the channel, shows me love. Merci beaucoup. Merci pour, you know, all the efforts, all the love within the fragrance community. Old guy like me, you know, still getting, you know, certain views on this platform. I appreciate it. So now let's take a look at the note breakdown and let's see what this one's all about. Again, full transparency, I haven't smelt the original Desire from Micallef, DesireToxic. I hear, and again, I have my ear on the ground of the fragrance community. I hear it's a cannabis-based scent. I could be wrong. But the note breakdown on this one's very busy. So you're getting a lot of interesting notes. Some of my favorite notes here, we got mint, we got black currant. Those are big boy notes. Those are notes that I really want to, not big boy notes as far as darkness goes, but they're notes that really done well. Black currant, ooh, mint, same thing. So I'm going to keep an eye on those, but there's, again, your regulars here, bergamot, cardamom, lemon, saffron, tonka bean, all that. So let's get into it. This is a new release, 2024. Oh, and let's see what this one's all about. The Nose Theory Romeo. Okay, so this is, again, a returned product from fragflex.com for me to decant. I can't wait to decant this. I can't wait to do the video on this. I knew that this was a fake love type of fragrance, so I can't wait to see what I'm going to be on, which side. And again, just because it's part of the FBB doesn't mean I'm going to automatically hate on it. But I haven't smelt a Micallef since Royal Vintage, I think. And that's a long time ago. So let's delve into it. Nice blue bottle. I actually kind of like the look of these. Nice. It does say Micallef right here, and it says DesireToxic there, and it is the intense version, yes. Okay. Oh, I can smell it from here. Patchouli. Okay. Let's put it on strip first. Very good atomizer. Put it on strip first, and then we'll put it on skin. So DesireToxic L'Intense. Let's delve into it. Again, I haven't smelled the original, but let's delve into this one. Very good contrast of darker notes and lighter notes. Very good contrast. Rather unique, actually. So it has spicy facets. There's a lot of spices in here playing around. Cinnamon is one of them, definitely. That cardamom is playing around in here. A little bit of, oh, there's that herbal green tendency. The mint, not mentholated, not light green, more like an herbal green, dark green look. There's saffron in here. A little bit of sweetness, but very heavy right now. There's some light, but the darker notes are prevailing, but the lighter notes are really jumping through. The darker notes are like almost a patchouli, like a green herbal patchouli with a mint. The patchouli is kind of hemp-like. And if I recall correctly, the original is a cannabis-based scent. This didn't have it in the note breakdown, right? Right. I think so. I might be wrong, but it's hemp-like. It's like a dried, like a green, brown, almost like a vetiver patchouli, earthy kind of thing. Oh, there's some soapiness on here too. Oh, the black currant. Okay, so this thing's complex. I'm already talking about fruits. I'm talking about mint. I'm talking about herbal tendencies. A lot of greens here. There's a soapiness. I don't know where that's coming from. Maybe the ambre gris, I guess. Yeah, and the mint is very herbal. So the major factor in here, even though it's a very blue bottle, I could kind of correlate it with these new blues that are coming out. They're almost going more green, if you know what I mean. And I kind of, Edo started that, but in a really bad screechy way, you know, introducing mint to a bluey. The more they go into this, Sauvage Elixir is actually a great example of this, where spices are starting to be more prominent and the green facets are less bright and more dark, and these elixirs are kind of getting into that area where they're fresh, they're green, but they're also dark blue, but they don't have any blue, like there's no aquatic tendency here, but I can see, but the spiciness is the big factor. But the blue factor, the kind of like the shower gel thing, is in here. It's in here. And that's where I was going with, like, I was like, lavender or something. Like, there's a soapiness in here. Yeah. So, yeah, it has a little bit of that mainstream designer feel to the fragrance. Micallef's, I don't know what the price point is. I haven't, do I own one? I don't think, no, I don't own one. Do I? Ooh, that's embarrassing. I don't think I do. And if I do, it's old. Yeah, I'm not on their list, PR list, obviously. Yeah, so and these Micallefs, I don't know, I think they were in the high 200s. I might be wrong as far as price point. Is that worth it? Not really. Honestly, not really. It has that mainstream, sweet, spicy, green, cardamom. The mint is not too prominent. It's not too cooling. It's a minor player, more herbal than anything. The black currant is actually the thing, and it's getting more prominent. Like, this whole patchouli green thing is there. It's running through its veins, but I'm thinking the black currant is that X factor. And what do I mean by that is the one note that really shows its roundness and really makes a difference in the fragrance, and I'm smelling it on my skin. Like, it's an excellent black currant note. The spiciness initially hits you. So this thing is complex. Yeah. So this thing is complex. Well, it has, like I was going to say well blended, but it has its rough edges. Yeah. And it's in that dark dark bluey trend that's going through. Like it's starting with Sauvage, and again, I'm not that prominent in the designer game anymore. I don't buy all the designer fragrances that get released, so my reference point is not there yet. But Sauvage Elixir kind of trend, fresh, green, dark bluey, spicy. But the black currant is the thing that my nose is like, this is nice. And the hemp, or the green, the patchouli, the vetiver facet, the green brown is running through it a little bit. So there's no real prominent note in this release that I could say this is that. I really think that this is a built fragrance that has a lot of things. It has a lot of greens. It's got a lot of spices. It's got a lot of it's got some sweetness, a little bit of it. It has some soapiness. Yeah. So at the end of the day, an okay release from Micallef. You know, it's not a total scrubber. There is some interesting points. The black currant is the one that I'm more excited about. Like it's not one of those that I'm just like, oh, you know, I'm not really looking forward to really wearing this again. But it's definitely lost in translation in my collection. It's going to be one of those that I'm going to wear it again, and I'll be like, oh, I remember the black currant's actually pretty decent in this one. And I don't think that's what they were going for. You know, the spices are good. They do their piquant thing. They do their thing, and the hemp thing is okay, but there's nothing really standing out. The black currant is. The mint itself, herbal. No refreshing, no uplifting. Not really a standout mint in my personal opinion, and I'm a big mint guy. Like, I love minty fragrances. It's all right in here. It's just a piece of the puzzle. It kind of gets lost in the shuffle. So I got this at fragflex.com. Obvious. You can too. And I do have a coupon code, which is TFG10. You get 10% off site-wide. You don't have to buy this. They do obviously have Micallef in store, available on their website. Not a bad look at. Like, I haven't handled a Micallef. At least I know they've released a lot of fragrances that look like this, like these bottles. So it's my first time actually, you know, grabbing one of these bottles. An okay release from Micallef. Nothing crazy here. Now that you heard my take, I'd love to see yours in the comments below. Again, this kind of got like a little bit of a hype. I remember some talking heads. I really feel like making a video on, I might do it. Yeah, I might do that. And yeah, and I remember really vividly of some talking heads, like, and I saw it, I was like, free bottles, 10 out of 10 thumbnails and goofy faces and all that. So we'll see, but I'd love to see yours in the comments below in regards to this fragrance. It has a lot of moving parts, which I like. Complexity's there. I don't know if this is going to last long on me though. It feels like it's going to run out of steam. Like, it felt like big and powerful up top, but it like, you know me, I'll react. I'll be like, oh, geez, I sprayed too much, or yeah, it never went that way. But it feels very light on skin now. So I don't know, as far as lasting power, I don't think it's going to crack the 10 plus hours. So as always, a great report fragrance will make a lasting impression. Choose your scent wisely, especially if they're part of the free bottle brigade. Watch out. Test, sample, 100%. Thanks for watching, YouTube. Have a good one.